News and filling in for Martha, it's Dr. Tom Smiley on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN. Always here, always local.
Oh, yes, and you better believe it. Dr. T is back with you in the house. Hey, look, we are looking forward to a great day. All right, I'm going to need your help today. I've got so much show prep. It is all over the table. I've got all kinds of things I want us to talk about. Of course, we have to talk about the election, both our local and national scene election. Don't forget, go vote today. Go vote today. You got some very important races here locally we can look at. I know there's a school board race that is being held, so you need to really check that out if you live in the city and you can vote in that particular election. We've got the Public Service Commission elections. That's got to be done. You got the splosh. How I'd like to know how you're doing on the splosh. I mean, I know the T-splosh failed last year, and I'm wondering how you're feeling about the renewal of the splosh that's on the ballot today. I shall go vote directly after the show, so may see some of you at my polling place right after the program. But please take a moment, swing by, vote. I bet it won't take 3 minutes. And the Public Service Commission race is very, very important. I mean, you've got two Republicans and two Democrats, and they both have different ideologies when it comes to rates and types of power and et cetera and et cetera. So don't sit around and complain about it if you don't go vote today. And school board, those of you who live in Gainesville, get out and vote. Very important. I mean, we can see what happens when you get the wrong people on the school board. It can really affect your local communities. All right, children, gather up. Come on in the door. Yes, good. I see you. Yeah, I see those sweet little hand. God, good to see you, baby. Good to see you. God bless you. Sweet little girls, sweet little boys, gathering in here around the microphone. And let's kick off the Martha Zoller Show with Dr. Tom filling in with this.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Well done, kids. That may have been your best ever. Well done. Thanks for stopping by. Go next door, get an ice cream, and charge it to Mr. J. Jacobs. That's right. Just put it down, and he'll take care of you. Get a banana split if you want to. I wonder what your favorite ice cream is. What's your favorite ice cream, Logan?
Oh, I'm always a big fan of cookies and cream. It's always a solid base, I think.
Yeah, my grandkids love that. I just don't get that. I don't
really?
Get that.
Okay. You don't like the crunch in it?
No. When I was a kid, we were lower middle class family. Didn't have a lot of extra money. I always wanted a banana split.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. It's
never
classic.
could afford a banana split. Just never could afford it. And now that I can afford it, I can't eat it. But I'm gonna tell you, some of these ice cream products are high.
No, they are.
I took my 5 or 6 of my 7 grandchildren to get a little small something or another, and it was like $46.
Yeah, it can add up quick whenever you go to the sweet
shop. We'll cash in some mutual funds or something. All right, well, let's catch a quick call. We'll go to the phones real quick. Got Mr. Joe from J waiting. Greetings, Joe.
Hey, John, I just want to say I talked to Steve Moore, who's a top economic advisor to Donald Trump. He's been a good friend of mine for years. And he told me this morning, he said, Joe, it couldn't be any better. Stock market's breaking records, got a great economy, and I agree with him totally. I think, in my opinion, Trump is the best leader in world history. And Steve said, Joe, things could not be going any better. So in my opinion, Dr. Tom, happy days are here for the American people with Donald John Trump running the country.
Well, thank you, Joe. I appreciate you. Appreciate your call. And, I was talking to someone yesterday. We were on the air, and I got a text from someone, and they were talking about the importance of Main Street and Wall Street. And that's so very important. We've got not everyone benefits from Wall Street as maybe others of us might, but everyone needs to benefit from Main Street. So we need a good, strong Wall Street. We need a good, strong Main Street. I believe the president has a plan for both. I think the Wall Street is coming along pretty doggone good. I know my 401k retirement plan is doing extremely well, but I think it's going to take a little more time to get the Main Street clicking. There are some people. I mean, I got some texts yesterday from some folks who are having a struggle right now from the Main Street perspective. Just paying the bills, and so we need to get the Main Street clicking as well. We need to get prices down. Energy needs to continue to go down. Just a lot of call. I got to increase announcement notice yesterday on my supplemental insurance. Going to go up $23 a month. $23 a month on my supplemental insurance. That's a lot. $23 a month. That's a good little chunk. So I love the fact that Wall Street's doing good. I'm all in favor of that. I'm benefiting from it greatly. But I also want to keep in mind the Main Street, the folks that need some help in that area as well. Well, today is a big day. There's no doubt about it. And before I jump into all that, I just want to start the program off with something that's kind of decent. And I don't know why we can't have more of this, but this is John Fetterman just refusing to fall into the fray as calling the people names and being ugly, and he's just not going to do that. I wish we had more of this kind of thing.
I also got a chance to watch Erica Kirk, how heroic that is, and the courage to after her happened to her husband as a widow to be able to get on that stage. Regardless, whatever your political views are, you absolutely have to celebrate and applaud her for the kind of courage to do that now.
Why can't we have more of that? What did that hurt? Did John Fetterman say anything in that audio clip that is offensive to you? I mean, I'd like to know. 770-535-2911. Just what did he say? Play it one more time, Executive Ordinary Producer Brother Logan, and just listen to it carefully and tell me what is it about these comments that you take offense to?
I also got a chance to watch Erica Kirk, how heroic that is, and the courage to after her happened to her husband as a widow to be able to get on that stage. Regardless, whatever your political views are, you absolutely have to celebrate and applaud her for the kind of courage to do that now.
Now, what is wrong with that? I want someone to call me, 770-535-2911, and tell me why you think those are inappropriate comments. While at the same time, many people will celebrate that 6th grade school teacher fropping back and forth in the street during the No Kings protest, imitating Charlie Kirk being shot in the neck and celebrating it. As far as I know, she still has a job teaching 6th graders. That's okay? I don't get people. I don't get some people today. I don't get some people today. I don't understand why are you upset? And here you have John Fetterman, who is a voice of somewhat reason in the Democratic Party, being the Democratic senator from Pennsylvania, who is going to be primaried by his own party. Seems like he's got some sense of a semblance of sense. I don't know. I don't know. I just wanted to share that. All right, here's another clip I want to go to before we go to our break. This is very important because I'm going to come back to talk more about this. But when you think about the nuclear option, which I think we need to go ahead and exercise, if the Democrats are going to continue to hold on to their childlessness, their childlikeness, and their silliness about shutting down the government, you just need to go ahead and get rid of the filibuster and get the nuclear option. Just get the nuclear option and get the rule passed where a majority vote can open this thing back up. And don't do it because you're afraid of what the left might do. Let me tell you something about the left. J.D. Vance is right. The left is going to do it anyway.
If you're a conservative, stop everything you're doing right now and listen to this man.
Here's something that I want every conservative to remember. It's an important part of my entire political philosophy is we cannot be afraid to do something because the left might do it in the future. The left is already going to do it regardless of whether we do it.
That's exactly correct. I mean, listen, John Kennedy from Louisiana, I like him. He's just great guy. But he said, oh, no way we're going to do the nuclear option. No way. No, I'm not going to do it. Well, we need to do it. You just need to do it because you know what? By golly, you can guarantee the Marxist, socialist, progressive, Madami wing of the Democratic Party will do it. I'm just telling you. You know, I remember Lee Atwater. That's an old name. I mean, that goes back a long way. I bet many of you don't even know that name. Logan, you ever heard of that name, Lee Atwater?
I have not heard of Lee Atwater before.
Yeah,
no.
Lee Atwater goes back a long way. He was a real big-time Republican operative, quote unquote. I mean, he got down in the nitty-gritty. And I'm telling you, if he were alive today, he'd be recommending, I think, the nuclear option. We can't not do it because we're afraid of what the woke, progressive, Marxist, socialist, Madami wing of the Democratic Party might do. Now is the time to act. You do have people hurting and suffering. Go ahead. Go ahead. Do the legislative procedure that allows the Senate to override this standing rule by a simple majority. Just go ahead and do it. Let it lie and see what happens next. All right, we're going to take a break and come back, and then we got to talk about the election. Just so much going on. You've got New Jersey, Virginia, New York, and California. You may say, California, Tom, what are you talking about California? California's got this Proposition 50 going on where they are rearranging. They're talking about gerrymandering districts. I mean, they are going crazy. And they're doing it because they can. So we got that to talk about and lots more other topics on the Martha Zoller Show. I am Tom Smiley, filling in. Go vote. Talk to you in just a minute.
Fuel our discussions with your opinions.
We need to talk about common sense here.
We're the station that gives you a voice.
It's my local station.
We're North Georgia's News Talk, AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
This is Mike Cormier, General Manager at Hardy Chevrolet. Some folks think that the automobile business is just about selling cars. At Hardy, we know it's more than just that. For us, it's about helping that young driver with their first car and helping that growing family that needs a bigger car. It's about relationships. It's about family. Drop by for a visit and you'll understand what Charles Hardy always said.
We love you and we need you.
Together, let's drive. At Hardy Chevrolet, Browns Bridge Road in Gainesville, online at hardychevrolet.com.
You already know Gainesville Mechanical for their award-winning HVAC service, but did you know they handle plumbing too? Because plumbing problems never happen at a good time, you need a trusted, experienced team there when they do. From small leaks to major repairs, Gainesville Mechanical is here for you with 24/7 no overtime rates through their Customer Assurance Maintenance Plan. Proud to be named Best of Hall for HVAC and plumbing, Gainesville Mechanical and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep North Georgia cool since 1989.
Would you take advice on how to collect money from the folks that owe it to you? That's exactly what you do when you let an insurance company steer you to their contract shop. At Nichols Body Shop, we earn our customers one at a time. We depend on repeat customers and referrals to keep our shop busy. When you need a repair shop, please consider picking a shop that works for you. Nichols Body Shop in Flowery Branch, where the best sign of a quality repair is no sign at all. Find us on Facebook or call 770-967-8200.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Severe from Vicks.
Sinex Severe nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Severe instantly relieves nasal congestion and works 6 times faster than nasal decongestant tablets. The 12 hours of relief allow you to get back to the moments that matter without congestion.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Try Sinex Severe from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
An official message from Medicare.
Couple more minutes and we'll start this month's book club.
You know, I usually love a plot twist, but this year, I'm comparing my options during Medicare open enrollment.
You can't assume your current health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And you gotta make sure your drugs are covered. That's important.
So is saving money.
Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Always here, always local.
From the Access WDUN Hardy Chevrolet Newsroom, Knox Martin Foundation for Brain Cancer Research recently honored for its contributions to the Duke University Cancer Institute. Details at Access WDUN. And coming up on North Georgia's News Talk.
It's the Martha Zoller Show, presented by Gainesville Mechanical, from the Northeast Georgia Health System studio in downtown Gainesville on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
Welcome back to the Martha Zoller Show. Tom Smiley here. Hey, let's catch a phone call. Then I've got some other things to talk to you about with the elections all across the country and here, of course, locally. So we'll jump on the phones and go to Oakwood. I think that's Chad. Welcome, Chad.
Good morning. I wish you would run for president. I'll be honest with you. You get my vote every time.
Well, it'd be two votes, mine and yours probably, Chad. Thank you, though.
No, you get a lot of votes. You will get a lot of votes, Travis. Anyway, here's what. I'm not going to be political this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell every man, woman, and child to listen. I mean, not every man, woman. Every man and woman, not child, that we got to protect our children.
Yep.
The other day, they found that little girl in Sam's.
Yep.
And that's disturbing. And you don't hear anybody say anything about it. And what the Democrats did the last 4 years to children, and trying to get the children to change what God gave them, is wrong. We have to start protecting our kids.
Well, you get you'll get no complaint from me about that, Chad. And you've always been a supporter and concerned about children. I know that.
Nobody, no man, no woman should ever put up with somebody taking advantage of a child. No.
Yep.
That is wrong in my book.
Well, Chad, thank you so much, man. You're right on, and they're our greatest asset. And when I see what some children have to live through because of their I can't complete that sentence. My father would often say that word, but probably can't say it on the radio, even though it's not a bad word. Just sorry parents. A lot of sorry parents. Many times choosing their drug addiction, drug abuse over their children's health. We know that happens. Pray for the children for sure. All right, well, let me go to this because I want to ask, in regards to these three big elections, you've got New Jersey, Virginia, New York. Well, first of all, are these really bellwether elections? I mean, shouldn't the Democrats, aren't they supposed to win New Jersey? There's like 800,000 more registered Democrats than there are Republicans. In Virginia, I was talking to a friend this morning at breakfast, and he said, why is Virginia a problem? Well, because you've got all those federal workers that migrate over into Virginia. They live there, work in Washington, and they vote their paychecks. Their liberal ideology. It's another good reason I wish Trump could get on down to the second and third tier of federal employees, the second and third tier. Because that's the ones that are really making policies and implementing stuff, and they're still holdovers from Barack Obama's days on that second and third tier. You need to start kind of cleaning that out a little bit, talking about the swamp. But I'm just wondering, you have Obama jumping in here in the New Jersey race, and do you really care about what Barack Hussein Obama thinks? I mean, I have to be honest with you. I could care less about Barack Hussein Obama. I mean, I'm just saying, in my opinion, he was not a good president. He was a divisive president. In my opinion, he was a divisive president. He had all the opportunity. He had all the opportunity to really pull the nation together, being the first elected black man for president. And instead of pulling us together, he divided us even all the more. I'm looking at an article about this very thing, and I'm looking at an African-American voter in New Jersey, and I'll just tell you what he said, and I'll quote. He says, I quote, "I'll say this as an African-American. We're done hearing Barack Obama trying to tell us how we're to vote." Now, he says, because, full disclosure, I was a Democrat. I worked in his campaign in 2008, and he let us down. He let this country down, and he especially let down a lot of African Americans. So we really don't want to hear him tell us anymore who we're supposed to vote for. That's just one African American registered voter in New Jersey about Barack Obama getting involved in the New Jersey race.
coming up on the finish line. The Pennsylvania Chase program that helped deliver Pennsylvania for Trump. We are in New Jersey. We've got the New Jersey Chase program. And right now we have 105 full-timers on the ground. We've knocked just over 480,000 doors. We've pledged to knock 500,000, which we will get to by the time the polls close. What I'm seeing on the ground in New Jersey, there's tons of excitement, right? Jack Ciattarelli, I mean, the guy looks like a Jersey governor. He just does. Mikey Sherrill, to me, is the epitome of kind of the Kamala Harris of New Jersey. The more people hear from her, the more they're running away from her. They do not want to vote for her. And so this is a turnout game. Look, Jack won on Election Day by about 200,000 votes in 2021, but it wasn't enough for him to win. Now, if he wins by 250,000, 260,000, he could pull this off. And so voters are excited.
People are very excited about this election on the conservative side and the people who want change, because I know a lot of Democrats who are secretly voting for Jack. They're not going to post a sign in the yard. They're not going to be on social media about it, but they're voting for Jack.
I live in Morristown, and I came out today to this Turning Point event because New Jersey needs to have a governor who believes in the truth, who believes that the people are what's important and not things that aren't true. I think it's very important that Jack Ciattarelli become our governor, because that's going to be really, really important for our state and for the future of our country.
I expect it to be pretty much, very big turnout, all based on turnout. It could be tight. It could be a nail biter, but it could also, which I pray to God for, hope, it's just a massive landslide.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's some voter comments. That's some voter comments from New Jersey. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Martha Zoller Show. I am Tom Smiley.
Hello, I'm Greg Beatles, president of Your Atlanta Falcons and also proud supporter of Eagle Ranch. My family and the Falcons have been involved with the ranch for many years. Eagle Ranch has expanded its services to meet the increased needs in our community, to include outpatient counseling, a day school program, a residential program, and other therapeutic services that are both affordable and accessible. Learn more at eagleranch.org. That's eagleranch.org.
For the Norton Agency, selling real estate is personal. Our family name and reputation stand behind every sign, every business card, every associate, and every sale. With the ever-changing real estate practice, we hold strong ideals and professionally train and support our real estate advocates through every segment of the complicated process. I'm Frank Norton, and you can count on it. Norton, now more than ever. Call us at 770-532-0022 or look for us on the web at gonorton.com. Our family serving North Georgia for 4 generations.
Todd Starnes here for the folks at Extreme Clean Auto Spa, where keeping your car clean is easy and affordable. Extreme Clean keeps your car looking great with the touch-free car wash at their Brownsbridge Road location. Plus, they make it affordable with monthly memberships for less than the price of 2 washes, and it's good for 1 wash per day. Now, that's what I call a great value. So keep your car clean without cleaning out your wallet. Visit Extreme Clean on Brownsbridge Road and just off White Sulphur Road in Gainesville. Veteran owned and operated. It's Extreme Clean Auto Spa.
Tune in to 2 hours of local football fun with the Pick'em Show, coach interviews, game previews, and general mayhem. So join Bo, Caleb, Jeff, and Walker Thursday night at 6 on AM 550 and FM 102.9, or video stream them on YouTube at Access WDUN Sports. WDUN Gainesville, WDUN FM Clarksville, Gainesville. Always here, always local.
It's 9:30.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. A man of consequence gone on Election Day. Former Vice President Dick Cheney died at age 84. Complications of pneumonia and cardiac disease. The former defense secretary was a hardliner who marshaled the country after 9/11.
American politics has always been a tough business.
Even in 1787,
dubbed Darth Vader by the left, but a softer side for his daughter Mary Cheney, who he accepted and defended as gay at a time of social stigma. Election day races, New York City and Minneapolis both looking at electing Muslim socialist mayors. Zoran Mamdani, Omar Fateh, the bluish states of New Jersey and Virginia considering flips, Virginia to blue, the Garden State to red. Government shutdown day 35 hits the record. Speculation Senate Democrats may vote to end it after today, or take it to Thanksgiving. America's listening to Fox News.
Always here, always local.
From the Access WDUN Hardy Chevrolet Newsroom, I'm Steve Winslow, and the Hall County School District is offering a $1,000 reward for information that leads to the arrest of an individual that brandished a handgun at Flowery Branch High School last Thursday. School's Director of Communications, Stan Lewis, says this incident happened at the conclusion of a football game where the individual brought out the handgun during an argument with the opposing team.
So if anybody has any information, they need to call the Sheriff's Department. Also, if they're more comfortable leaving an anonymous tip, they can do that at our school safety website, and that is schoolsafety.hallco.org.
A reward is being offered in exchange for information that leads to an arrest of the suspect in question. Announced on Monday that SNAP will be partially funded in November. In the midst of all the uncertainty surrounding the program, the Georgia Mountain Food Bank's executive director, Rebecca Thurman, provided an update with WDUN's Mornings on Main Street Monday.
In 2024, for every meal the Feeding Georgia Food Bank Network distributed, SNAP distributed 9.
Now, Thurman added they won't be able to completely bridge the gap, but they will make their best efforts. And the Knox Martin Foundation for Brain Cancer Research recently was honored with the William Shingleton Award from Duke University's Duke Cancer Institute. Full details on that and more found at Access WDUN. Now here's your Access WDUN weather forecast.
Mostly sunny skies. It is fantastic, and it's election day, so you cannot use the weather as an excuse not to get out to those polls. We'll be sunny through the afternoon, highs in the upper 60s, and clear into the evening. From the Access WDUN Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Holly Strano.
Right now in Lawrenceville, 52 degrees, in Talmo, 53, and in Gainesville, 51. From North Georgia's News Talk, AM 550 and FM 102.9.
Northeast Georgia's premier dermatology providers at Dermatology Associates of Northeast Georgia offers medical and cosmetic dermatology services to keep your skin healthy and radiant. Our experienced medical providers remind you of the importance of annual skin exams to help prevent skin cancer. With 1 in 5 Americans facing this risk, booking your annual full skin exam is essential to your well-being. Contact us to book your appointment at any of our 3 locations in Gainesville, Demarest, or Dahlonega. Visit us online at negeorgiaderm.com to learn more.
It's bad enough you get wet when your roof leaks, so don't get soaked when it comes to getting it repaired. This is Chris Earls at Georgia Select Roofing, where we have outstanding Google reviews and an A+ BBB rating, because we know roofing and customer service. If it's a new roof, a roof repair, or gutters and downspouts, estimates are free and we offer financing. See us online at georgiaselectroofing.com or call me at 678-316-6899. At Georgia Select Roofing, we have you covered.
Use the Access WDUN Talk and Text line, presented by M&R Rental at 770-535-2911, and be part of the conversation. From the Northeast Georgia Health System studio in downtown Gainesville, it's the Martha Zoller Show on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
I want to get back to the New Jersey race in just a minute, but I was thinking, I'm just, like I say, I'm hopping all over the place. If you're looking on the webcam here, go to YouTube and Access WDUN and click on you'll see the picture. You'll see me with my Duke cap on because Duke plays Texas tonight. I don't know if it's a top 25. I don't know if Texas is even ranked. Duke's number 5 or 6, I think, in basketball, which is really the only sport that matters when you really come down to it. But anyway, click on the link if you want to. But before we go to all this show prep I've got, did you see the clip of the former CIA director Brennan getting into a brouhaha in the hallway of a conference? Did you see that, Logan, by chance? Did you see any of that?
No, I did not see that.
So set this up. Brennan, former CIA guy, he's in a lot of hot water. It's coming out now. I mean, the chickens are coming home to roost. those guys are all liars and criminals, in my opinion. And so he's at this conference, and the guy that has been criticizing him pretty harsh was also on the panel. So they get into a little brouhaha there on the stage, and then outside in the hallway, Brennan takes it up a level, and he starts putting his hands on the guy, like getting in his face. Now, I have to compliment the other person. He was very calm, cool, and collect. Unlike Brennan, the former CIA director, he certainly was not James Bond cool. I can tell you that right now. I thought spies are supposed to be cool. But Brennan, he just got over, and when that happened, I thought about John Wayne's character. What was his name? John Bernard Brooks in the movie The Shootist. You see that movie, Logan?
I have not. I'll put it on my homework list.
Oh, man.
Though.
Logan, what is wrong with you young people?
I got to put it. I said I'll put it on the homework list. I'll go look around for it.
John B. Brooks on the character in The Shootist. And when I saw the super spy, Mr. Brennan, putting his hands and poking this guy's chest, I really did. Honestly, I thought of John Bernard Brooks when he said this about people doing that to him.
I won't be wronged. I won't be insulted. I won't be laid a hand on. I don't do these things to other people, and I require the same from them.
But how could you get in?
That's exactly right. I know you're saying, Tom, you didn't. I promise you. That's how my mind works. The minute I saw that, I said, that's why I can't be in those settings. I have a very, very loose fuse. I do. I know you think, I know you all know me as a mild, meek, unopinionated, quiet kind of person. Type B, C person. But don't be laying your hands on me. Don't be touching me. And when that happened, I said, oh, my gosh, I'm glad I wasn't in the hallway. And I'm glad that super spy wasn't touching me. Because like John Bernard Brooks, I won't be wronged. I won't be insulted. I won't be laid a hand on. I don't do those things to other people, and I require the same from them. Kind of like my other famous quote. Now, Logan, please, you're going to kill me here now. Be careful. Surely you've seen Lonesome Dove.
Tom, I hate to break it to you.
Oh my gosh! What?
But I have not seen.
What is
I have not
wrong
seen Lonesome Dove.
with this generation? Logan, what generation are you?
I think I'm right there at the cusp of Generation Z. I was born in the late '90s. Okay, that's when I was born. '97 birthday coming up this month. But I look. Sports history, Tom. That's my go-to. Right,
Yeah.
Talk some old baseball, football, basketball, whatever it may be. That's set. But movies and music and TV shows, I gotta get caught up on. I'm not gonna lie, I got a backlog here.
You got write down The Shootist.
All right, Shootist, yeah,
and write down Lonesome Dove.
Lonesome Dove, got it. Okay,
and those
I'll
of
get
you
that
who
on
are
the book
listening,
report.
770-535-2911. Text me some other movies that Logan needs to catch up on.
I'm all for it. Hey,
you gotta
send them my way.
be a well-rounded person, Logan, and you cannot be well-rounded if you haven't watched Lonesome Dove more than once and The Shootist at least twice. So 770-535-2911. Send me a text of what we need to get Logan's movie list going here. Okay, will you do that? Some of you do that. Well, he really does need help. All right, well, I digress after all that. I was talking specifically about this New Jersey race, and in comes Barack Hussein Obama to save the day. And, of course, it's his same old worn-out speech, his same cadence, his same little fake accent, his little flirtation with one of the ladies in the third row over there to the left. I mean, it's the same old stuff. No, nobody cares. I don't think anybody cares what Barack Hussein Obama thinks. I mean, in my opinion, if I were an African-American person, I'm just saying, if I were an African-American person, I would say Barack Hussein Obama has lost his credibility with me because, on the one hand, he berates black people for not voting for Kamala Harris, who is, quote, unquote, a woman of color. And then, on the other hand, he travels to New Jersey, or to Virginia. He travels to Virginia And he's berating them if they vote for a black woman in Sears. I mean, he has no credibility. The lieutenant governor in Virginia is more prepared to be the governor of Virginia than Kamala Harris was prepared to be the president of the United States. The lieutenant governor of Virginia, she is a distinguished person. She a former Marine, a lieutenant governor, a black woman of great distinction. And Barack Hussein Obama rides into town there in Virginia and supports her white opponent who isn't nearly qualified. So you tell me, does Barack Hussein Obama have any credibility with voters anywhere? I mean, he's still on the old DEI kick. I don't think they get it. He's just, in my opinion, it's reminiscent of the coastal elites. You know, they just think everyone thinks like them, and they don't. Trump's electoral college landslide, when he won all 7 swing states, should have told them something. They have the wrong ideas and they have the wrong candidates. And to send Barack Hussein Obama in to try to pick up the pieces there in Virginia and New Jersey. And why are we even having to talk about that? Virginia, New Jersey. I mean, my goodness gracious. They ought to be winning those 2 states. Here's an article I'm looking at about how Trump, the article is entitled, Trump Looms Largely over Election Day, even though he's not on the ballot. I'll come back to that when we take our break. Let's take a break first. I want you to listen to this audio about how Trump isn't even on the ballot, and yet he looms pretty large in these 3 elections. We'll be right back. You're listening to Tom Smiley on The Martha Zoller Show.
Todd Starnes.
But if you want to talk about problems, talk about Joe Biden, who literally funded Iran's nuclear program.
It's the Todd Starnes Show, weekdays noon till 3 on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
In our community, nearly 65,000 neighbors, including 11,000 children, struggle with food insecurity. At the Georgia Mountain Food Bank, the people we serve are the forefront of all we do. Despite rising food prices and increased demand, we continue to make an impact across our 5-county service area. Last year, the Georgia Mountain Food Bank distributed more than 9 million meals, and we couldn't do it without you. Your kindness and generosity are making an impact to help feed individuals in our community. Learn more about how you can help at gmfb.org.
While technology has certainly changed the way people do business, it hasn't changed the way we treat our customers. It's Mike Cormier, and at Hardy Chevrolet, we are as committed to excellent customer service as the Hardys were when they started the business here in Gainesville over 4 decades ago. When it's time for a new or used vehicle, remember what Charles Hardy always said. We love you and we need you. Together, let's drive. At Hardy Chevrolet, Brownsbridge Road in Gainesville, online at hardychevrolet.com.
You wouldn't want someone you couldn't trust working on your family's HVAC and plumbing, so why would you call anyone but Gainesville Mechanical? They're your local, most trusted and award-winning HVAC and plumbing company in North Georgia. From maintenance appointments and clogged drains to plumbing emergencies and new system installations, their team is ready to serve you. And with their customer assurance maintenance plan, you can receive discounts, priority scheduling, and 24/7 no overtime rates. Gainesville Mechanical and Bryant, doing whatever it takes since 1989.
Good food and good folks make a good meal. You bring the folks and we'll take care of the food. This is Grant Nichols. At Loretta's Country Kitchen, we use only top quality ingredients like our new Springer Mountain chicken tenders. They're bigger than other tenders and are locally raised, so they're always fresh. Speaking of fresh, we have an entire walk-in cooler dedicated just to fresh produce. That's why we say at Loretta's, it's all good. For breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it's Loretta's Country Kitchen, Mundy Mill Road in Oakwood.
As a mom and lifelong resident of Hall County, I'm voting yes to renew SPLOST on November 4th. SPLOST funds many things my family uses every day. The parks and fields where my kids play, the roads I drive on, and the fire stations, police vehicles, and EMS equipment that keeps us safe. SPLOST lets us plan for the future, my kids' future, funding what matters most without passing the cost onto residents like you and me. Just 1% of every purchase makes a big difference for our community. Vote yes to renew SPLOST on November 4th. Paid for by Hall Progress 2025.
Always here, always local.
From the Access WDUN Hardy Chevrolet Newsroom, Gwinnett County Justice and Administration Center will honor veterans with the National Operation Greenlight Initiative this week. Details at Access WDUN. And coming up on North Georgia's News Talk.
It's the Martha Zoller Show, presented by Gainesville Mechanical. From the Northeast Georgia Health System studio in downtown Gainesville on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
All right, well, we're back on the air here. Tom Smiley filling in for Martha. And before I get to the national story about Trump, let me just take a moment to talk about some local issues here. Of course, we have the local elections coming up. You have a school board race, I know at least one. You also have the two public service commission, I believe, two that are going to be held. That's very important. You have the splash on the ballot, and I got a text from one of our listeners, Brent, a friend of mine. Respect his opinion very much. He wanted me just to mention that, in his opinion and from his perspective, people have wrongly been assuming that splash funds are somehow mismanaged. He wanted me to remind our listeners that, each year these splash funds are audited, independent audited, and if you've ever been through an audit, you know how serious those things can be. I've been through several, and they're pretty extreme. So he just wanted me to share with you that, in his opinion, that you need to be careful thinking that these funds are mismanaged, because in his opinion they are not. Basically because of the strict audits that they have to go through. And so he said, you know what, Tom? I'm voting for Splash. Okay, very good. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. Still looking for your assistance in helping my extraordinary producer, Brother Logan. Cannot believe he didn't recognize the quote from John Bernard Books from The Shootist, nor the quote from Captain Call on Lonesome Dove. He's got to catch up on his movie list. So send me a suggestion or two that he needs to catch up on. I mean, he needs to be, I want my producer extraordinaire, Brother Logan, I want him to be a well-rounded producer. So he's got to catch up on some of these classics that you and I both know are. All right, well, we're talking about, for just a moment, we're just talking about New Jersey and Virginia. And, of course, in Virginia, you have Winsome Earl Sears versus Abigail Spanberger, who does remind me of Kamala Harris. I mean, if you saw the debate between Winsome Earl Sears, the lieutenant governor of Virginia, and Abigail Spanberger, it was awful. I mean, it was pretty much up there with Biden-Trump's debate. And Abigail is just floating along. I mean, she's just floating along. She's just counting on on that liberal swash of votes that she's going to get. When all the while, Winsome Earl Sears is a more qualified and more distinguished, in my opinion, individual and politician. I cannot for the life of me believe that Barack Hussein Obama would go in there to Virginia and actually call on black people to support this white, quote-unquote, Kamala Harris. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying that's how I best describe her in her attitude, in her speech, in her reasoning over Winsome Earl Sears. I can't believe it. If I were African American, that would be enough for me to say you've lost any credibility in my life, Mr. Barack Hussein Obama. But here's a little audio clip that talks about, this election day and Trump not being on the ballot. Just take a listen to this and we'll talk about it.
It's all about property taxes. It's all about monthly electricity bills. It's about public safety, public education, overdevelopment. Those are New Jersey issues that my opponent wants to blame on the president. He's got nothing to do with any of those things. It has everything to do with her party, who's controlled Trenton for the last 25 years.
You will take his support, though. Tonight he's going to do a tele-rally for you. how crucial is it to get those Trump voters who don't often show up at the polls in off-election years?
We appreciate what the president is doing to get the base excited and reminding them that they've got to vote, as do all New Jerseyans. The future of our state hangs in the balance. Get out there and vote.
So in New Jersey and in Virginia, you've got candidates who are in opposition to one another in basic beliefs. Like, for instance, let's just take a little poll here. Those of you who are listening, are you for or against abortion on demand? Now, that's just a basic yes or no answer. If you were in the studio with me and I asked you, hey, John Brown, do you support abortion on demand? Late-term abortion on demand, even. Well, there's a yes or no answer. Do you support protecting girls' sports? That's on the ballot too with these four candidates. Two of these candidates, Winsome Earl Sears and Jack Celerelli. I don't know if that's exactly how you say his name. I'll just say it real fast so you won't know if I said it right or wrong. They say protect girls' sports. The other two candidates do not. Do you tend to believe that parents should choose what's best for their children in their children's schools? That's a yes or no answer. You have two candidates who believe that the school system, the administrator, the teachers like the sixth grade teacher in the middle of the highway during the King's protest, no King's protest day, mimicking the death of Charlie Kirk. Yeah, let those kinds of teachers make decisions for my children. That's what you're voting for when you vote for the woke, progressive, liberal, Marxist, socialist Democrats in New Jersey and Virginia. Something as simple as voter ID. If you were sitting in the studio with me today and I looked you in the face and I said, do you think you should have to show an ID to vote? I mean, why would you possibly be against that? Don't hand me this, I can't get an ID. Well, then you can't ever get on the airplane. You can't ever go and buy a bottle of beer, which might be a good thing. You can't ever go do a lot of things because the first thing they say, you can't even get into your kid's school with an ID. I go to see my grandchildren do a play or some award ceremony, and the first thing I have to do to get in the door is show my ID. And you're going to sit here and tell me that you don't think voter ID is necessary? That's what's on the ballot. So it's very clear, very obvious. If you want to couch it in conservative, liberal, libertarian conversations, then go ahead, couch it in that. If that's what but you don't have to. It just comes down to common sense. Like, really? Really? You don't oppose 18-wheeler truck drivers on the highway who can't read or speak English? You think that's okay? They can't read the road sign. It might as well be in Swahili. Golly. It's just, I don't understand why we can't have a strong two common sense political parties and then let people debate what's right, what's best. I mean, like, should it be a 15% tax or a 22% tax? Should it be a 5% tax or a 6% tax? Should it be, 8-year rotation or 6-year rotation? Okay, all those are opinions, and you can debate that. But my goodness gracious, ladies and gentlemen, common sense issues like truck drivers being required to have a working knowledge of English, at least being able to read the road signs, to know the difference between the bridge is out and the bridge is slippery when icy conditions exist. I mean, goodness gracious. Common sense. 3 and 4 and 5 and 8-year-old kids being given hormone treatments and having permanent surgeries removing healthy body parts because someone suggested that they might be another gender? Really? 8 years old? Boys dressing up like girls to get in the girls' locker room so they can watch the other girls undress? I mean, call me old-fashioned, but you cannot defend these kind of policies. You cannot defend them. You can call up here if you want to, 770-535-2911, and rant and rave and yell and fuss and cuss. Well, no, our producer won't let you cuss. Our producer extraordinaire, that's a quick way to the exit ramp.
That's how you get the hook right there. Yep.
Yeah, that's the exit ramp. But you can holler and yell at me for a minute or two, but you can't defend these policies because they're not common sense. They're not common sense. Building a ballroom at the White House with exactly zero taxpayer money in order to accommodate our president when he entertains dignitaries from foreign countries? I mean, what is wrong with that? I mean, I'm sorry, King, but you're going to have to go to the outhouse. There's an outhouse right outside the tent here. Go out there. Yes, America is the greatest country in the world, but if you're visiting us as a dignitary, you need to go to the outhouse. So, I'm just telling you right now, it's just common sense stuff. Common sense. And there's a lot of stuff going on in Virginia, a lot of stuff going on in New Jersey, and California, this Proposition 50. It's going to pass. And it has gerrymandered the districts, the House districts in California, so that at least 4 or 5 candidates are going to be out, Republicans. They're going to be out because they've gerrymandered the districts so that they're out. Well, they did the same thing in Texas. Maybe we'll pick up the 5 in Texas. I don't know. But common sense just seems to have lost. It seems lost. All right, well, we'll be right back. We got a special guest from the Heritage Scholar Program. We're going to talk about the 250th anniversary of our great country. I'm Tom Smiley filling in for Martha. You stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Aren't you glad that cooler weather and the fall planting season is here? This is Kelly, and Full Bloom Nursery is stocking up on beautiful mums and fall annuals. Plus, we're fully stocked with 4 acres of perennial shrubs and trees. Since 2003, Full Bloom Nursery has been helping customers all over North Georgia. To get started on your projects, give us a call at 678-616-3035. Visit fullbloomnursery.com for more info, and be sure to like us on Facebook to see what's growing.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans, drug coverage, and costs. See if you can save some money, and don't forget to make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
WDUN Gainesville, WDUN FM Clarksville, Gainesville. Always here, always local.
It's 10 o'clock.
The nation mourns the death of a former VP. I'm Kathleen Maloney, Fox News. Former Vice President Dick Cheney has died at the age of 84 due to complications of pneumonia and cardiac and vascular disease. Fox's Mike Emanuel recalls Cheney's health battles during his time in public office.
Cheney dealt with significant heart issues after suffering 5 heart attacks when he was vice president. He would frequently go to George Washington University Hospital for treatment. The doctors there helped him serve during a challenging challenging 8 years in the White House. When then Governor Bush selected Dick Cheney to be his running mate, he said he cannot think of a better person to do it.
Former President George Bush saying history will remember Cheney as among the finest public servants of his generation. The Democratic candidate for New York City Mayor, Zoran Mamdani, casting his vote in Queens today and saying, "I will not be intimidated by the president."
It is time now for a new day in our politics, and it is an honor and a privilege to be a part of a movement that has fought every single day to bring that day forward.
President Trump has called Mamdani a communist and voiced his support for former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo.
Republicans, you have to get up and come out and vote. Even if you're not voting for a Republican, you're voting to save New York City. You know, this election is not about Democrat, Republican. It's about saving the city.
Cuomo on Fox and Friends this morning. The Republican candidate in the race is Guardian Angels founder Curtis Sliwa. Also on Fox and Friends, New Jersey's Republican candidate for governor, Jack Ciattarelli.
Executive order number 1 on day 1, no town in our state will be a sanctuary city. We will not be a sanctuary state. Yeah. We're not going to encourage illegal immigration, nor are we going to handcuff our local police, which is exactly what that policy does. It's wrong for New Jersey.
He's in a tight race with Democrat Mikey Sherrill to replace Governor Phil Murphy, who's served 2 terms. America's listening to Fox.
Always here, always local.
From the Access WDUN Hardy Chevrolet newsroom, I'm Steve Winslow, and police in Gwinnett County say the man who shot and killed a woman on Halloween afternoon in Duluth died after a police pursuit near Augusta. More from WDUN's Lawson Smith.
The Gwinnett County Police Department said investigators identified 23-year-old Caprice Hudson as the suspect in Friday afternoon's shooting death of 21-year-old Elijah Whitley. Hudson was then reportedly found in Columbia County, with sheriff's deputies there trying to pull him over for a traffic stop. Then, when deputies approached Hudson's vehicle, they found him dead inside with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The shooting of Whitley was believed to be the result of a domestic dispute, as she and Hudson had previously been in a relationship.
The Melvin Douglas and Victoria K. Ivester Foundation has donated $1,025,000 to Lanier Technical College to enhance program offerings and provide scholarships to students in need. More from WDUN's Hamilton Keener.
$500,000 will fund specific dual enrollment program offerings at both Ivester Early College campuses and Lanier College and Career Academy. The remainder of the funding will support a scholarship endowment fund named after Lanier Tech's 8th president, Tim McDonald. The scholarships will be for up to $1,000 for students with a tuition supply, book, and or fee balance due to the college. The funding for the programs will be available in December, while scholarships will be released to recipients in 2026.
Savannah Hilton Head International Airport is undergoing a significant concourse expansion. More from GNN's Liz Kennedy.
The $26.8 million project includes the addition of 4 new gates, increasing total gates to 19 and boosting capacity by over 20%. Lori Lina, Director of Marketing and Air Service Development for the airport, tells WSAV-TV.
But then also being able to offer more food and beverage and retail, and it's going to be new and pretty and shiny.
And the Gainesville-based foundation aiming at funding brain cancer research was recognized by the William W. Shingleton Award from the Duke Cancer Institute at Duke University. Knox Martin Foundation President and CEO Becky Martin explains.
Recognize individuals or groups who align with their mission of advancing brain cancer research and treatments to extend and better the lives of cancer patients.
Full details and more news at Access WDUN. Now here's your Access WDUN weather forecast.
Mostly sunny skies. It is fantastic, and it's election day. Will be sunny through the afternoon, highs in the upper 60s, and clear into the evening. From the Access WDUN Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Holly Strano.
In Winder, 56 degrees, Claremont, 53, and in Gainesville, 55. From North Georgia's News Talk, AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
Hey, Georgia, are you ready for a pop quiz? No, really. It's an easy one. What's the best way to win money? Huh? How about instantly? Because right now you could instantly win $25 just for playing Cash Pop in store. Now through November 23rd, 2,000 winners a week will instantly win $25 just for playing. Just look for the prize alert on your ticket and listen for this sound.
You're a winner!
That means you won $25. So hey, let's get poppin'. It all ends November 23rd, so hurry and play Cash Pop from the Georgia Lottery. Please play responsibly. Always check and sign your ticket.
Looking for the perfect gifts to give someone this holiday season? Why not give them the gift everyone wants to get? Holiday scratchers from the Georgia Lottery. They're easy to give, fun to play, and really fun to win. So stop by your favorite retailer and pick up a holiday scratcher today.
Tune in to WSB Channel 2 for your official Georgia Lottery drawing and check out the Players Club at galottery.com.
From the Northeast Georgia Health System studio in downtown Gainesville, it's the Martha Zoller Show. Talking the issues and filling in for Martha, it's Dr. Tom Smiley on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN. Always here, always local.
Well, welcome back to the Martha Zoller Show. I am Tom Smiley, filling in for Martha. She is away. She'll be back Monday. I'm sure she'll look forward to having you listening in. 770-535-2911 is our call, our text line. We've got several options for you to share your thoughts. We're trying to get some good movie lists for our young extraordinaire producer, Brother Logan. We're also trying to determine how you're voting on the Splosh here. It's on our local ballot. So you can do all that, 770-535-2911. Brenda Hafera is with us today. She is a heritage scholar. And I would encourage you right now, if you're at your desk or you are where you can, go to your computer or your device and click on heritage.org. Heritage.org, and check out that website. Brenda, we're so happy to have you with us today on the Martha Zoller Show.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, tell us a little bit. I know we want to talk about a couple of things. I know that we have this new database, patriotic kind of database thing you're working on. I want to know about that, and also something about we got a big birthday coming up, don't we?
That's right, and they're quite related, fortunately. So next summer is the anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. So America will be 250 years old. So that's quite the accomplishment. And in order to commemorate that anniversary, the Heritage Foundation has come out with what is called the Heritage Guide to Historic Sites. So
Wow.
It's historicsites.heritage.org.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an interactive online map specifically for parents and teachers, for people looking to visit historic sites across our country, that pinpoints these notable sites and then offers an evaluation, A, B, or C grade, based on historical accuracy, comprehension, proportionality, ideological bias. So an expert is going to alert you before you go if there are issues at some of these historic sites, and then also offer you educational materials.
Now, Brenda, is that up and running now, or is that still being developed?
So we just launched sites in the 13 original colonies. So there are about 45 sites available right now.
And how do we get to that? I'm looking at the website. How do we
Sure.
see that?
It's historicsites.heritage.org.
Okay.
So those are up, and our plan is by early 2026, we'll have the full map. So we will have at least one site in each state plus DC, and it will be about 135 sites, with the hope that you'll be able to find one within driving distance, so you can think through where you're going to take your family to celebrate America 250.
That is such a tremendous idea. I mean, and these can be day tours or probably spend a couple of days at the site, right?
That's correct. There are different kinds of sites, which I love about this project. So it includes things like battlefields. It includes presidential homes, museums, places like Colonial Williamsburg. It also includes things like Edgar Allan Poe's house. And so we had a poet go and evaluate Edgar Allan Poe's house. So you get a really interesting perspective from the guide of someone who really knows this area of history or this area of the American story, and is going to provide you with some unique information, and then also bring accountability and make sure that, they're pointing out those unknown unknowns, where a lot of people notice sometimes our historic sites are straying, and sometimes you're aware of it, but other times it's not always apparent, and you're going there to learn. So we've sent people who really know this stuff.
So tell me anything that you found particularly interesting as you were working on this project, anything that you kind of had an aha moment that maybe I didn't know that, or that's interesting?
Yeah, I learned quite a lot reading these evaluations. One of my personal favorites is Noah Webster's house of Webster Dictionary fame. And the evaluator points out the importance of language for forming a common culture and a common history. And I thought that was a really interesting perspective. So there's a lot there that it's very educational and it's very positive of we have all these wonderful aspects of the American story of, the spirit of innovation, of literature and art. And so this map as a whole becomes a map of the American story of this happened in real places, and please go to them.
We're talking to Brenda Hafera with Heritage Foundation. We're talking about celebrating our upcoming 250th anniversary and also this new database of patriotic and historic sites. Sounds very, very interesting. I'm looking at the address. It's historicsites.heritage.org. So maybe some of you listening might want to check that out real quick. Tell me about the uses of this particular database. How do you envision it being used?
I envision it as a supplement for families in particular and classmates, right? Teachers planning, because these are often places where people go on field trips. So using this in advance to know what to expect and to be able to be aware of the ideological distortions that are happening. And why I think this is so important is going to historic sites is part of public education, right? This is how we learn about American history, and it's something that we do with our families, often with grandparents, parents, and children. And in our world where it's, increasingly disembodied, we are all on screens all the time, those sorts of opportunities and experiences are increasingly precious. It's really important that we have those things, and it's important for families, and then it's important for civic education that we need to steward our memory. That's an important thing to maintain a republic, and going to historic sites is part of how we do that, and it fixes in your mind as a kid. I still remember going to Gettysburg as a kid, and I think a lot of people have that memory. So we want to protect those positive experiences. We want to push back on the negative experiences, and we want to make sure that these sites are still available for the next generation.
I'm looking at your Heritage website now, the historic site website, and I love the grading system, the ABC system, as far as what's really accurate and what might not be as accurate. It's just a wealth of information. I'm sure it's going to be a tremendous asset for teachers and educators alike.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so the basic format, we provide information up front about what you expect, what are the main offerings, the tours, the exhibits, that sort of thing, and the accuracy and comprehension and ideological bias, or is there issues with cherry picking? Are they telling it through, a revisionist history kind of lens and pointing out how that's the case? And then the proportionality piece, which is our thesis is that someone should be able to go on the main offerings of a site and get a sense of why that site is significant. There's a reason these sites are significant. So they should get that core information, and sites can and often should do other things, but they need to respect that core, and the other things can't overwhelm what makes the site significant.
I tell you, Brenda, I love history, and I am going to be spending some time on this site. I'm looking now at the Antietam site, and just a wealth of information on that one particular site there in Sharpsburg, Maryland. I mean, it's amazing, this site. So I hope people are going to take advantage of what we're talking about. Who developed? Whose was the brain trust of this? I mean, who developed it? Who thought about it? Who put this together? How long was it in the making? Tell us about that.
Yeah, it was. So a few years back, I wrote a report on Mount Vernon, Monticello, and Montpelier, and that was basically the proof of concept for this larger project in realizing there's a problem that's developed at some of our historic sites. So at Montpelier, there are no exhibits dedicated to James Madison, and it's become very ideological, and I think it's a growing problem. So we decided to do this report, and since you said you love history, I want to point out one additional feature on the website, which is there's a form at the bottom of each review. So the American public can go in and say, this site has changed since you were last there. They've changed exhibits, they've changed tours. Recommend another site that we should go to because there are problems or because it's a significant site. And then voice disagreement. So I'm looking forward, if you're a lover of history, I'm looking forward to you submitting that form and what you have to say.
I definitely, I'm looking at it now. And by the way, now, what is the time frame of the historical sites? What are you specializing in as far as early American, late American, mid American? What's the specialty?
It's not. It's just so this is a state-driven project. We thought that was an important one because we believe in federalism, but two, we thought that would be the most convenient and helpful for families because most families can't afford airline tickets to fly to DC and go to the Smithsonian's. So we're not ignoring those, but we're favoring the more local and state sites. And so we took a look and said, what are the most popular and significant historic sites within each state, and created our list, and then tried to balance it a little bit of, rightfully so, there are many, many sites dedicated to Abraham Lincoln, but on this first round, we did not include all of them. We do intend to add to this site over the years, but we wanted to try and have a site within driving distance for families. So this is something that we hope will grow and will evolve and be something that we can update pretty easily.
Well, this will lead me right into a very shameless advertisement in that this Friday in our community here in Gainesville, Georgia, I am actually been invited to be the keynote speaker for the General James Longstreet Society's annual conference. And I'm giving the keynote address on General James Longstreet's spiritual formation and development. And then throughout the weekend, there's other presentations and stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing if there's going to be any James Longstreet sites on our site here.
This is terrific. See, this is part of why I love this site. There are these lesser known figures and lesser known stories that we really want to highlight because they're heroes, right? They're people that we want to emulate, right? We want to raise our expectations when it comes to these people. So I would love if you would submit something on that. I'd love to read it.
Well, we certainly will. And I'll get better than that. I'll get our Professor Emeritus, Dr. Douglas Young, who's leading the James Longstreet Society event this weekend. I'm going to really plug him into this site. This is a great site. Brenda, this has been an outstanding conversation. And I just want to encourage all of our listeners now, right now, go to heritage.org. Go find the historicsites.heritage.org. Just it's easy. I'm looking at it right now. Brenda, you've done a wonderful job, you and the team and the staff. And we look forward to having you back as you continue to add to this site.
Thank you. I would absolutely love that.
Well, we've been talking to Brenda Hafera from the Heritage Foundation, one of the Heritage Scholars. Brenda, so happy to have you on the Martha Zoller Show, and we'll look forward to getting back in touch with you very soon.
That sounds great. Have a lovely day.
Thank you. Great, good job. Well done. Well done, Brother Logan. That's a very interesting conversation.
I'm about to say, glad we were able to talk with her and learn about that great website, which I'm going to have to drag you away from at the commercial break. You got to get back on the show here.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's just fantastic. All right, well, anyway, we'll take a quick break. You're listening to the Martha Zoller Show. I am Tom Smiley. We got lots more to talk about. You stay tuned. We'll be right back.
When it comes to where you get your news, what's important to you?
I want to hear news that doesn't take sides.
I want to hear clear reporting that's easy to understand.
Always here with the news you need. AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
Innovation at Jackson EMC.
To me, innovation is taking technology and doing something new with it.
I'm working with a global company. We're helping them be able to reduce their carbon footprint through some of our programs.
Here at Jackson EMC, we embrace innovation, such as solar power, electric vehicle programs, energy-efficient right choice homes. Jackson EMC, innovation for today, innovation for tomorrow.
Magical Nights of Lights is back at Lanier Islands Resort. This season, let your holiday spirit shine as you drive through 6 miles of twinkling lights, from marching toy soldiers to brand new surprises like tailgating Santa and pickleball elves. Turn the magic into memories with overnight packages for the ultimate Christmas experience, featuring breakfast with Santa and elf tuck-ins that bring the wonder of the season to life. The lights are glowing, the joy is calling. It's time to celebrate at Lanier Islands Resort. Visit LanierIslands.com for reservations.
This is Nick
and Laura
from Nichols Body Shop. We want you to know it's your choice who repairs your vehicle.
Do not assume you can get the best repair for the cheapest price.
Every shop is different.
We work for you, our customer, to give you the best repair possible.
Learn more by calling 770-967-8200 or come by the shop. Estimates are always free.
You can also find us on Facebook at Nichols Body Shop,
the home of quality repairs
and old-fashioned service.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/Mike.
It's RSV season. Is your baby protected? RSV is the #1 cause of hospitalization in all infants. Protect your baby from severe RSV with an immunization.
I think he's having trouble breathing.
A vaccine during pregnancy or preventive antibody is now available. Help prevent RSV before it happens. Learn more by visiting lung.org/RSV.
Furnished by the American Lung Association.
Always here, always local.
From the Access WDUN Hardy Chevrolet newsroom, polls are open for Georgia's municipal elections with a Hall County Splosh referendum on the local ballots. Details at Access WDUN and coming up on North Georgia's News Talk.
Use the Access WDUN Talk and Text line, presented by M&R Rental at 770-535-2911, and be part of the conversation. From the Northeast Georgia Health System studio in downtown Gainesville, it's the Martha Zoller Show on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
Thank you for listening to the Martha Zoller Show. I am Tom Smiley, filling in this week. I'll be back with you tomorrow and Thursday and then Friday. And Martha will be back with you on Monday. I'm sure she will have lots to talk about. She'll be very interested to know where she's been and what she's been up to. So I would encourage you to listen on Monday. What a great conversation with Brenda Afara from the Heritage Foundation. Of course, I love history. And I do want to make that shameless commercial here real quick. I am looking forward to Friday. My wife and I and a friend, we hope, is going to be able to attend the Longstreet Society, General James Longstreet Society's annual conclave, get-together, conference, whatever you want to call it. Lots of activities going on the entire weekend. I mean, tours and open houses at the new museum and all kind of stuff. And I was given the assignment of make a presentation on General Longstreet's spiritual formation, spiritual development. It's very interesting. I didn't know anything about that when I started. Not a single thing. I mean, everything I'm going to say Friday night, I've learned since I started working on the presentation. So looking forward to that. Go to, what was that website? You remember what that was, Logan? The Longstreet Society website. You can go there and find information about how to register and so forth and so on. Maybe we'll find that for you here in just a little bit. All right, Bill Maher. Of course, I don't have a lot in common with Bill Maher. All right, he's an atheist. He's very liberal. He has hardly none of the same values that I have. But occasionally, Bill Maher makes some good comments. Now, Logan, there is a bad word he uses in here. You have to be quick on the button there to kind of beep it out or whatever if you can. He uses it once or twice. I apologize for that, but the content of the content of what he says is really good. He's talking about how he, in his opinion, Democrats are embarrassed by America, and if they don't change, doom is coming to their party.
Seriously, this is a serious problem for Democrats. Less than 1 in 4 Democrats under 30 say they're proud to be an American. 54% say they're embarrassed by it. Embarrassed? Like America's your mom picking you up at school? You're embarrassed to be an American? Well, guess what? The feeling's mutual. Because you have no perspective. Is America perfect? No, of course not. No country is. Although don't get Tucker Carlson started on Russia. Globalize the intifada is the catchphrase that's really catching on these days, as if worldwide suicide bombing and cosplaying Islamic revolutionaries is the answer to our problems. At an AOC Bernie Sanders rally in Idaho last month, someone threw a Palestinian flag over an American flag, and the crowd erupted in approval. What should have happened after that is one of the adults on stage should have told their young, loyal followers, this is not a symbol of freedom. This is.
That was Bill Maher, and what he showed at that point was a picture of the American flag. 54% of Democrats are embarrassed about being an American. And here's what I'm going to guarantee you. What was the old cook, Louisiana cook, Justin, what was that old guy's name? He had that deep Louisiana accent, Cajun cook, Justin somebody. I know some of you right now are screaming his name at me. I know, I can hear you. My father listened to his show when he was being treated for cancer, and he would watch that every day. It brings some joy to his life, the way he cooked. But anyway, his catchphrase, by the way, was World War Twice.
Also, Tom, I got you here. That is Justin Wilson.
Justin Wilson. How could I forget? Thank you, extraordinary producer Logan. Justin Wilson. But I would guarantee you, as he would say, that of that 54% who says they're embarrassed by America, you couldn't get 5% of them to leave if you gave them a one-way ticket to any country they asked for. I guarantee you. So it's just amazing. And I love what Bill Maher said, that when, someone got up there and flew a Palestinian flag out on the stage as a symbol of freedom, an adult in the room should have got up and said, no, that's not the symbol of freedom. That's not. The American flag is a symbol of freedom. And by the way, may I ask, where are all the protesters now? Since Hamas has started killing innocent civilians and murdering innocent civilians, where are the protesters? They were all for Hamas, all for, helping Hamas, pro-Hamas. And now you don't hear anything from them. They've moved on to the next little thing. Well, we got to move on, too. We'll be right back after this break with several good stories for you don't want to miss. Call a friend, invite him or her to listen to the last segment. We'll be right back on the Martha Zoller Show.
This fall, give your lawn and food plots the winning edge with Limelight Pro. Now at Farmers Exchange in Cleveland. Limelight Pro is a premium, fast-acting pelletized lime that helps balance soil pH, unlock nutrients, and boost plant growth. Easy to spread, quick to work, and perfect for a fall application. Whether growing grass, gardens, or game plots, get the results you want with Limelight Pro. Farmers Exchange, your hometown partner for a stronger, greener season.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Severe from Vicks.
Sinex Severe nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Severe instantly relieves nasal congestion and works 6 times faster than nasal decongestant tablets. The 12 hours of relief allow you to get back to the moments that matter without congestion.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Try Sinex Severe from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Want the latest rumor? Check social media.
Social media plays a big role in today's society.
Want to know if it's true? Log on to accesswdun.com. We focus on the facts and leave the fiction to the others.
It's trustworthy and reliable.
Online news powered by North Georgia's News Talk. WDUN Gainesville, WDUN FM Clarksville, Gainesville. Always here, always local.
It's 10:30.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Bomb threats at several polling locations in New Jersey where people are choosing the next governor.
A number of people who may have been in line or getting ready to go vote had to move off-site to other voting locations, at least temporarily.
Fox's Mark Meredith in Montclair. That's where a Democratic candidate, Mikey Sherrill, voted earlier.
This is an attempt to suppress the vote here, and I don't think New Jerseyans take very kindly to that kind of tampering in our election system.
Authorities in New Jersey giving the all clear. Voters at the polls in Virginia also selecting a new governor. In New York City, Democratic socialist Zoran Mondani is the front runner to become the next mayor. Former Vice President Dick Cheney dead at the age of 84 that caused cardiovascular disease and pneumonia. President George W. Bush saying history will remember Cheney is among the finest public servants of his generation. America's listening to Fox News.
Always here, always local.
From the Access WDUN Hardy Chevrolet Newsroom, I'm Steve Winslow, and the polls are open for your 2025 municipal elections in Georgia, with several contested races in Northeast Georgia that includes mayoral candidate races in Brazelton, Lula, Jefferson, and Sky Valley. Also, a city school board race is up for grabs in Gainesville, while the voters in Hall County will be voting on a new SPLOST referendum. Polls are open until 7 this evening. Police say the man who shot and killed a woman at a Halloween afternoon in Duluth died at a police pursuit in Augusta. WDUN's Lawson Smith explains.
The Gwinnett County Police Department said investigators identified 23-year-old Caprice Hudson as the suspect in Friday afternoon's shooting death of 21-year-old Elijah Whitley. Hudson was then reportedly found in Columbia County, just northwest of Augusta, with sheriff's deputies there trying to pull him over for a traffic stop. That led to a chase which ended in a pit maneuver. Then, when deputies approached Hudson's vehicle, they found him dead inside with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Gwinnett police said the shooting of Whitley was believed to be the result of a domestic dispute, as she and Hudson had previously been in a relationship.
And the Gwinnett Justice and Administration Center will be lit up green beginning today in support of veterans during the annual Operation Green Light for Veterans. The week-long celebration kicks off with a proclamation today at 2, with cumulative 3 free events on November 11th. More news at Access WDUN. Now here's your Access WDUN weather forecast.
Mostly sunny skies. It is fantastic and will be sunny through the afternoon. Highs in the upper 60s and clear into the evening. From the Access WDUN Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Holly Strano.
In Baldwin, 56 degrees, Commerce with 59, and in Gainesville, 58. From North Georgia's News Talk, AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
Waste Eliminator is a full-service waste management company providing critical disposal, recycling, and environmental solutions for business and residential clients. From large-scale commercial projects to smaller residential cleanups, Waste Eliminator offers reliable dumpster rental service tailored to your needs. Whether you're tackling a renovation, new construction, or even a simple home cleanout, Waste Eliminator will manage the waste efficiently and sustainably. Visit online at wasteeliminator.com.
Fall is planting time in North Georgia. This is Julie from Full Bloom Nursery, and now is the perfect time to plant pansies, perennials, shrubs, and trees. Planting in the fall gives your new plants time to become established without the stress of heat and dry weather. We've got over 4 acres of plants for you to choose from, so come see us for all your fall projects. Our knowledgeable staff will help you pick out the right plant for the right spot. Be sure to like us on Facebook and visit us on the web at fullbloomnursery.com.
It's the Martha Zoller Show, presented by Gainesville Mechanical, from the Northeast Georgia Health System Studio in downtown Gainesville on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
Welcome back to the Martha Zoller Show. I am Tom Smiley filling in for Martha. And by the way, don't forget to go to our Logan, how are we officially promoting this as a live feed? What are we talking about?
We got a live stream going on, Tom. You can check us out. You can see Tom right in picture here on Facebook or YouTube. Just go to Access WDUN, and you can find us on both those platforms. We're live here 9 a.m. to 11, like we have been pretty much Monday through Friday for the most part. And we got Tom in all week, and Tom's got the Duke Blue hat on and looking good. And we are, like I said, check us out on there, 9 a.m. and through 11, Monday through Friday.
And that Duke Blue hat is because Duke plays tonight. They play Texas basketball.
They do.
So I'm looking forward to that matchup. All right, let me talk about the Madami effect, or how I like to say the Madami. Oh, I love doing that because I get these little smart aleck texts from my acquaintances. That's not how you say his name. That's not how you say his name. But I know how to say his name. But anyway, I just like to put my flavor to it. By the way, that reminds me, because I have been criticized so much of saying the name of John Ossoff incorrectly. Let me just remind you that you can always call your senator about what it is you want to talk to him about. And right now we're talking specifically about, the SNAP benefits going out and why we can't have a couple of senators in Georgia just to do what's right. You got John Fetterman, who has the courage to stand against the Schumers and the OCAs. But here we have John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock have no courage. In my opinion, they are two of the weakest men I believe I've ever been knowledgeable of. I can't say I ever know because I've never met them. Weak, frail, unprincipled. Vote goes to the highest bidder individual. That's my opinion. What in the world, why would it hurt John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock to come out and say, look, this has got to stop. We've got to do something about it. And you know what's going to happen? They're all going to do it tomorrow, after Election Day. Because if they did it now or a day or two ago, that would be the news and the focus wouldn't be on the elections they're trying to win. I understand that. So don't give them any big medals of bravery and courage when they come out tomorrow or the next day and vote to end the shutdown. They are weak men. They both are, in my opinion, very weak, unprincipled. I don't know what their core values are because they change so much, as I understand it. But if you want to call them and talk about the need for them to step up, you can call John Ossoff's office. Let's see, 470. No, do this one instead. 202-224-3521. Or call Warnock's office, 202-224-3643. I don't know how much it's going to do, how much good it will do. I don't know how much good it will do. But at least you'll have the satisfaction of knowing that you made a call. Don't forget, you got to go out and vote today. Go ahead and go by the precinct. It probably won't take you 6 minutes to go in there and vote. Take your ID if you live in Georgia. And be sure you go to the right polling place and cast your ballot. We got a couple of Public Service Commission offerings. There's some school board candidates. There's some local mayors on the ballot. Several things, Splosh. So you got a lot. Really, it's an off year, but there's still some very important things you need to go consider. Cast your vote. Don't call up here next week and complain if you don't vote. So keep that in mind. All right, the Madami effect, as I say it. What he doesn't understand, and what people who are supporting him don't, and there's nothing is for free. Nothing is free. He talks about free and fast buses, free child care, free or government-run grocery stores. This stuff isn't free. And why in the world hasn't anyone asked? I want to hear some reporter ask Madami, sir, can you name one country? Can you give me one example where government grocery stores have worked? I've got my pen and my pad here. I just want to write that name down. I want to look. Can you just name me one country? The Madami effect. Listen to this audio.
The biggest lie told to young people today is that there is a free lunch, that you can walk around with a $1,500 iPhone, Apple product, and a $12 Starbucks drink, and no one has to pay for it. In the South, we call that hogwash. It ain't true.
That's Tim Scott from South Carolina. Hogwash. Nothing is free. Now, there is something that is a new term being coined because of Madami. And it's very interesting. It's a very interesting term. Have you heard it? It's called the Madami migration. This is what people say is going to happen if he does indeed get elected today. There's going to be a migration. Now, I think, first of all, we should do a couple of proactive things in the state of Georgia. If you're going to migrate from New York, we need to hold you off from voting for at least 3 to 5 years in Georgia. We don't want you coming into Georgia with those failed policy ideas that didn't work in New York that you're running from, and coming into Georgia now and voting for those same failed policies. So let's just say if you're going to come in from New York, take about a 3 to 5 year break in voting. We might even want to put up some type of wall. Make sure there's only one door in, one door out. Because this is a real thing, this migration, this Madami migration. Listen to this.
Some New Yorkers are thinking of packing up and getting out already. They call it the Mamdani migration. The New York Post is reporting that real estate agents are getting flooded with phone calls. Luxury real estate agent Ryan Serhant told the Post that his number one job will be moving people from New York to Florida again. And based on the results, clients are going to hold off on making any kind of investment in New York City. Lydia Moynihan knows all about this. She's a financial correspondent at the Post and broke this story. Lydia, I had a bunch of my friends over the weekend when they saw this coming saying, oh my goodness, I wish I sold last year. This is a nightmare. How could this be happening? So is this Mamdani migration a real thing?
I think it is, and I hate to say that. Look, what's not surprising is it in the wake of him clinching that Democratic nomination that wealthy people, really anyone with sort of a vested interest in the city, was exploring options of where they could move. Florida, of course, is a well-trodden path at this point. But what's much more concerning is the fact that people are actually walking away from deals. So people who were either in process of signing and purchasing an apartment or, potentially buying something in the future, they're walking away. And so for the next 4 months, I think we're going to see a decrease in the investment in New York City. Anyone with a business is going to be a little hesitant. And of course, that's going to be amplified for 4 years if Mamdani is elected. And of course, Laura, the irony is that these are the very people who he needs to be paying for all of these programs. I mean, the things he's outlined sound like Doge cuts, right? Money, millions of dollars to transgender surgeries for minors. And there's really no way that he can do that if, as I think people will, they're going to pack up and leave.
And here's the sad thing about that. The saddest part about that Madami migration is the very people that are going to be hurt the most won't be able to migrate. I mean, the poor of the poor, they can't migrate. They have no way to go, nowhere to go, no means to go. Obviously, the wealthier people can go. They can go to Arizona. They can go to Georgia. They can go to Florida. They can get on a plane and go today. They can sell their business. They can move their business. They can find another job. But the people who are standing in line to vote for Madami, many of them, most of them, are the people who can't leave, won't be able to leave, and they'll end up suffering all the more. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't a talking point. This is historical fact. Name a country where his ideas have worked. Cuba? You think Cuba is the answer? Last I looked, more people are trying to get out of Cuba than trying to get in it. I'm just telling you, it doesn't make sense. And these people are going to be hurt the most. And I hate it for him. If I had to make a prediction, I would predict that he's going to win. And I would predict that Winsome Earl Sears is going to lose in Virginia, unfortunately. And I imagine candidate Jack is going to lose in New Jersey, probably by a slim margin. Those aren't bellwether votes. Now, they will be if they all win. But they're supposed to win. The Democrats are supposed to win New Jersey and Virginia and California Prop 50. They're supposed to win. We shouldn't even be talking about it. Should already be over. But I don't take much benefit in moral victories in that regard. I want to see the victory. One more. Here's one about how Madami and all of this is going to end up destroying the Democratic Party.
The truth is there's a quiet civil war going on in the Democratic Party right now. You have an extreme left, radical left. Bernie Sanders, AOC, Mamdani is just the banner carrier for that movement, versus the mainstream moderate Democrats. They now call me moderate. They used to call me liberal. Now I'm a moderate because the whole party shifted. And that's what this election is about. It is that civil war. I believe that far left will destroy the Democratic Party. I believe it will destroy the Democratic Party nationwide if that far left becomes dominant.
And you know, people want to criticize Stilwell. Is that how you say his name, Logan? The Republican candidate. Anyway, the red hat, the guy that wears the red hat. Look that up for me if you get a chance.
Curtis Siwa.
Siwa. Yes, Siwa. Sorry. Yes, I got the other guy confused with the Chinese. Anyway, it's not his fault if Madami wins. If Cuomo had made the right decisions and the right policies to strengthen New York and to build up New York when he was governor, instead of falling to these ideological ideas that don't work, we wouldn't be in the mess that they wouldn't be in the mess that they are in New York. Now he's late to the party. Not only are Madami's ideas bad, but Andrew's ideas were bad. And you didn't have the courage to change. You didn't have the courage to stand up and say, we're not doing it that way. We're not giving parental rights away to the teachers and the teachers' unions. We're not going to oppose voter ID at the polls. We're not going to allow men to participate in girls' sports. If you'd been doing those kind of things all along, you wouldn't be in this position. It all falls back on you, not Curtis. All right, the last one, I want to play this one because this guy's pretty smart, this representative. He says, look, Madami he might be the future of the Democratic Socialist Party, but I'm a capitalist Democrat.
Someone asked me before, is Zoran Mandami the future of the Democratic Party? I said, no, he's the future of the Democratic Socialist Party. He's not a Democrat, and I'm a Democratic capitalist, not a Democratic socialist. And the Democrats need to get back to our basic message of fighting for the middle class and the people who aspire to the middle class, to focus on the economic issues that made our country strong and made the Democratic Party the party of working families. And we need to get back to that basic.
And they need to. I can't remember that guy's name. I'm sorry. He's a representative from New York. But that is the point. That the Democrats have been sucked into this 80-20 policy discussions, and they're on the wrong side of all of them instead of focusing on what they should be focusing on as a party. And if they don't change, as Bill Maher said, they're doomed. And that's my opinion, too. You're listening to Tom Smiley on the Martha Zoller Show. I am filling in this week. I'll be back with you tomorrow. We have another segment coming up. Stay tuned. Don't go away.
Everyone wants to live a rich life, especially in retirement. Join Rich Life advisor Bo Henderson for the Rich Life Retirement Show, where the math shows you the path. Sundays at 12:35 on WDUN.
As an electric cooperative, Jackson EMC must always have an eye on the future, exploring the newest innovations taking place in every area of our business. Ideas that lead to a better use of resources and improved ways of conducting business. Automated switch technology, iPads in the field, and internal networking that enable us to pinpoint outages, access complex mapping, and provide faster response times. Jackson EMC, innovation for today, innovation for tomorrow.
For over 40 years, Eagle Ranch has helped thousands of children and families find healing and renewal. My name is John Shackelford, and I'm the Executive Director of Eagle Ranch. In 2021, our family felt a clear call to leave our life in Atlanta and come to steward the incredible legacy of the ranch into the future. The ranch continues to come alongside children and families through therapy, practical guidance, and resources, all anchored in the love of Christ. If you or someone you love needs the supportive, healing environment of Eagle Ranch, please encourage them to reach out to eagleranch.org.
There's nothing better than a home-cooked Thanksgiving dinner, unless it's one that you didn't have to cook. This is Grant Nichols inviting you to spend Thanksgiving with us at Loretta's Country Kitchen. We'll be serving up a traditional Thanksgiving feast from turkey to pumpkin pie and everything in between, all made from scratch. Keep your kitchen clean. Join us Thanksgiving Day from 10:30 a.m. until 2 p.m. at Loretta's Country Kitchen, Mundy Mill Road, Oakland, where we're truly thankful for you.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
It's RSV season. Is your baby protected? RSV is the #1 cause of hospitalization in all infants. Protect your baby from severe RSV with an immunization.
I think he's having trouble breathing.
A vaccine during pregnancy or preventive antibody is now available. Help prevent RSV before it happens. Learn more by visiting lung.org/RSV.
Furnished by the American Lung Association.
Always here, always local.
From the Access WDUN Hardy Chevrolet Newsroom, Knox Martin Foundation for Brain Cancer Research recently honored for its contributions to the Duke University Cancer Institute. Details at Access WDUN. And coming up on North Georgia's News Talk.
Use the Access WDUN talk and text line, presented by M&R Rental at 770-535-2911, and be part of the conversation. From the Northeast Georgia Health System studio in downtown Gainesville, it's the Martha Zoller Show on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
Well, just so we can get this in, because I'm hopeful that tomorrow, the next day, this won't be necessary. I envision that after the election today, and certainly in the next couple of days, the Democrats are going to have enough defections to vote to open the government. So I want to get this done. Here's just a brief history about, just so you're on the same page, this is why we have a government shutdown.
What do Senate Democrats ask for? Well, initially, they said that they wanted to shut down the government because Donald Trump was a dictator. Okay, that's absurd. Then they said they wanted to shut down the government because they wanted hundreds of billions of dollars for health care benefits for illegal aliens. That, of course, is also absurd. And now they're saying they just want to work on ensuring that Americans have low-cost health care. Well, I agree with them. Of course, we all want to ensure that Americans have low-cost health care, so let's work together on that. You don't shut the government down. You don't take the government as a hostage because you want to engage in a negotiation about health care costs. Let's do that negotiation, but let's do it in the context of actually opening the government and ensuring those essential services are actually provided to the American people.
It's not mutually exclusive. It's not like we have to shut down the government so we can talk about lower health costs. That's crazy. I'm like John Kennedy on this clip. John Kennedy says they all look like idiots.
I can't make Senator Schumer and my Democratic friends, I can't make them do it. They're looking foolish. I mean, I'm sure Jesus loves them, but to the American people, they're looking like idiots, in my opinion.
No one has a flair like John Kennedy from Louisiana to just tell it like it is. The government shutdown, J.D. Vance is correct. That summary was correct. That's exactly why it was shut down. The Democrats, they're off the rails. Now, I'll tell you somebody else who doesn't take anything. He doesn't take anything. He'll stand up tooth and nail, and that's Scott Jennings. Now, Scott Jennings is with CNN or NSABC or one of the liberal outlets. But you know Scott Jennings. You've heard him many times, and he does have courage. In this particular take, it's about 40 54, 55 seconds. But I want you to listen to this conversation with this woman panelist that won't answer the question. Well, just listen for yourself.
The Republicans control the Senate. The Republicans control the White House. So any shutdown that we have is 100% on them. They fully own this.
Who's voting against the continuing resolution in the Senate right now? Which party is voting against it?
So there may be a party voting against it.
Which party?
But if you want to,
not a party, which?
If you want to get someone to come in your direction, you offer an olive branch to say, here's what we can do together. There's no desire to do that on the part of the Republicans who have the majority. So that's what's happening right now, Scott.
So basically, she won't say it. The Democratic Party is refusing to vote for a continuing resolution in the Senate that they voted for 13 times when Joe Biden was the president. You asked how long this is going to go on. You go on CNN.com right now and you can read an article where a Democratic advisor said, quote, "This will keep going until planes start falling out of the sky."
Now, I'm just telling you, Scott Jennings is right. The female panelist couldn't even bring herself to say it's the Democrats who aren't voting for the CR. There's only two parties. The Republicans are voting for it, and she has the nerve to say, well, the other party. It's the Democratic Party. They're shutting down the government because they want their way. They lost, ladies and gentlemen. What you don't understand, many of you don't understand about this, as most of the stuff that the Republicans were able to negotiate out in order to pass the big, beautiful bill, which is going to produce good fruit for the economy. They were able to negotiate that stuff out. The Democrats lost. And now the Democrats are using this government shutdown as a means to try to get that junk back in the budget. That's not right. This is their shutdown. And yes, there are going to be some very tragic consequences, I believe, because the Democrats are just acting like idiots. And where is John Ossoff and where is Raphael Warnock? Stand up. Be statesmen for a change. I'd be more proud of John Fetterman than I would be of Ossoff or either Warnock. They both ought to be ashamed of themselves. But they're so scared of their base. That Democratic base, maybe in Georgia, is stronger than I think. Maybe they're afraid they'll lose for sure. Ossoff is going to lose this term because people recognize him as a person of no principle. All right, I'm Tom Smiley. I'll be back with you tomorrow. By the way, if John Ossoff's office wants to call, you know the number.